When people think of someone finding themselves in a literal way, they may think of someone lost in a forest using a map to find their way back home. When people think of someone in an emotional way, they may think of someone dressed in all black with dark colored hair. They hate everyone and everything. Well, that's not entirely correct. People who are finding themselves, yes, they still hate things. They are human after all. In fact, they aren't as different as everyone else. We're just trying to find ourselves in the world. At this point, you may be wondering, what in the world does finding yourself mean? Finding yourself means, or what I think it means, is what you're going to label yourself. Finding yourself basically means finding the real you. Now that you have a pretty good idea of what I think finding yourself means, you're probably confused as to why I, someone who looks pretty young, is discussing this topic. I want to bring up awareness that young people, such as me, go through things every day that are leading us to our true selves. And most of the time, it feels as though we are forced to grow up. Forced to grow up. Sounds harsh, doesn't it? Well, you're right. It sounds the exact same way it feels. If you don't know already, feeling forced to grow up can mean that young people, or young-minded people in general, are exposed to things on the internet or on TV that are showing off actors and models that we aspire to be. So we start dressing and talking just like them, causing people to think that we may or may not be older than we actually are. When young people wake up in the morning, they take a long time, usually taking 10 minutes to an hour, trying to find clothes that will make us look older than we actually are. We want people to see that we aren't young and impressionable. We're older and smarter than people think we are. When was the last time you saw someone young wearing clothes that you could only imagine being put on a model over the age of 18? 2 months ago? 2 weeks ago? 2 minutes ago? It looks like they're wasting their childhood at the seams because they want to look like the older actors or models that they see. Other reasons why kids look and feel older than they actually are include responsibilities like taking care of siblings or close family members. Maybe their guardians aren't capable of doing so, or they don't have a guardian and they feel as though they have to take the place as the adult. Basically, family issues and family drama could cause someone to feel as though they have to act a certain age. When someone grows up way too early, it crushes their chances of really finding themselves. Did you know there are also biological reasons why finding yourself is difficult at a young age? Biological, in this case, has to do with the body and how it works. Which brings me to my previous point. Your brain isn't fully developed until the age of 25, meaning that the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain that adults rely on, isn't unlocked for us kids. Since the prefrontal cortex isn't accessible for kids and teenagers, we rely on the amygdala to make decisions and solve problems for us. The amygdala that us kids rely on deal with emotions, impulses, aggression, and instinctive behavior. Why I want to add this fact to my point is to say that us kids are too emotional to be able to find ourselves. We know we want to find ourselves, either we think about it or not, but at younger ages, it's just super hard to do it. All in all, finding yourself at a young age is hard, really hard. I can most definitely say that I'm going through it myself, seeing as though I dress a little differently than other kids and having my hair dyed an outrageous color. I hope this gives you an idea, or this helps you understand what us kids go through when we find ourselves. Thank you.